He sits at the kitchen table opening a retirement app on his phone. The number looks solid, $500,000. He taps the income estimate, waits a moment, and the screen updates. $1,600 per month. There's no warning and no explanation. Just a number that feels smaller than expected. In his mind, $500,000 once meant freedom, a clear point where work could stop. On the screen, it looks like a limit that needs to be stretched over time, not a finish line. This is where the single number illusion begins. The belief that one number can define an entire retirement. The math is not wrong, but the meaning is incomplete. The number does not tell the full story, because the same $500,000 can feel different. Stable in one case, like a countdown in another. The difference is not in the number, it is in the system behind it. The system does not operate on a fixed number, it operates on interactions. A number like $500,000 appears stable, but it is only the entry point into a moving structure. Once it enters retirement, the number no longer stays still. It becomes part of a flow. It can be visualized like a reservoir. The savings are the water inside. The water level doesn't depend only on the starting amount. It depends on outflow and surrounding changes. Each month, money leaves the system. This outflow is continuous. This part cannot be paused. It represents ongoing living costs. At the same time, the remaining portion does not stay still. It fluctuates. It can grow in some periods, or decline in others. This creates a dual motion. One side is money flowing out. The other side is the change in what remains. Both occur at the same time. When these flows balance, the system feels stable. But that balance is not fixed. A small change can affect the entire structure, even if it is not obvious at first. Some factors add income over time, but they do not appear evenly. This creates different total flows across cases, even with the same starting point. Meanwhile, some costs are not easily adjustable. They are tied to environment. These costs create baseline pressure, a continuous force. This pressure does not disappear. It accumulates over time. There is no clear break, only gradual shifts in balance. Another factor is the tension between growth and stability. They do not move together. When money is stable, growth is slower. When growth is higher, volatility increases. In retirement, these forces overlap with withdrawals. This increases sensitivity. The system doesn't just react externally. It evolves internally over time. There are also slow leaks. They don't cause immediate impact. Over time, they significantly affect the whole. They reduce sustainability. When all these factors coexist, the system becomes a dynamic balance, not simple anymore. In that state, outcomes are not driven by a single number. The same starting point can lead to different outcomes. There is no fixed result. This is why "is it enough" has no clear answer. It depends on the system. Most people only see the number. They don't see how it operates. And that creates a sense of certainty. A certainty that does not reflect reality. Place two situations side by side. Same number, same expectation. Both begin with $500,000. Nothing looks different on the surface. In the early stage, both systems appear stable. Monthly flow seems manageable. No signs of imbalance, no visible pressure. But the systems behind them differ. The difference lies in pressure distribution. In the first case, flow is flexible. Pressure is not concentrated. Some expenses can adjust slightly. This spreads pressure. When conditions shift, the system adapts gradually. It maintains rhythm. In the second case, flow is more fixed. Some costs do not adjust. These costs continue regardless of conditions. Pressure cannot spread. When conditions shift, the system absorbs less. Pressure accumulates. At first, both still look similar. Monthly outcomes are close. Over time, differences appear. Not suddenly, but cumulatively. In the first system, small surpluses appear. They create buffers. In the second system, small gaps form. They repeat pressure. No clear break. Only gradual shift in balance. From outside, both still have $500,000. But the internal experience differs. One feels stable. The other feels constrained. Pressure builds over time. The difference comes from pressure handling, not the number. Distributed pressure extends the system. Concentrated pressure makes it fragile. Ability to absorb change becomes key. not the starting point. External conditions are the same. System response differs. One system stretches, the other tightens. That's why same number leads to different outcomes. Not because it changed, but because the system shapes it over time. Most people approach this question in a familiar way. The focus stays on the number. It becomes the center of the plan and the reference point for feeling secure. When the number looks large enough, confidence appears. When smaller, uncertainty follows. But this way of thinking leaves something out. It assumes the number operates alone, as if reaching a level automatically leads to stability. In reality, the number does not function independently. It interacts with surrounding structure. Costs, time, and cash flow shape how it behaves. This creates a blind spot. People see the number but not the system. Certainty is built on partial information, not the full picture. It seems like the issue is it enough? But there is another layer underneath. It is the structure that the number enters. Money does not behave the same in every environment. It adapts to conditions. The same amount can create different experiences. So the issue is not just the number. It is how it interacts over time. When the question changes, perspective shifts. From number to system, the number still matters, but it is only one part of the system. From this view, differences become easier to understand. Not surprising. $500,000 is not a retirement answer. It is a variable inside a larger system, and that system shapes the outcome over time, not the number alone. When only the number is visible, things seem simple. But when the system appears, the picture changes. The same amount can lead to different experiences, not because it changes, but because the structure around it does. This shifts the question. It is no longer just about how much exists. It becomes about how that amount interacts with the system over time. The number becomes an input, not a conclusion. No advice, just observation. And once seen this way, another layer begins to appear. Not about the number, but how time quietly reshapes the system.